These are just a few of the things that I highly recommend that you go ahead and get before you start doing any type of training with your dog on the water or around the water. And actually, a lot of these things are things you'll have already. So first things first, you're going to want to have some kind of collar on your dog with identification. So this is going to be really important just in case something was to happen. I also really love the Biothane type of collars, leashes, things like that, just because it doesn't get gross and wet. It doesn't stink, and it's really easy to wash off. You're going to also want just a regular plain old leash is something that you're going to want. You can have a harness or a life jacket, and we'll talk about those in a second. And I really like to have a long line as well. I don't have it on my dog all the time, but it's really nice to have, like if you were to get offshore and let your dog explore. So that might be something you keep in your pack. To start training, you're going to want to have treats, some treats that are small, easy to deliver, and something your dog likes. You can use a clicker if you want. You can also use a marker word. It's totally up to you. For harnesses, I really like the Y-shape harnesses, the ones that have this little Y shape like this. And the reason I would like this is because I'm going to have a hook back here for my dog. If you can get a harness with a handle on the back, that's also really great. In case your dog was to fall off and needs help getting back on the kayak or the stand-up paddleboard, you've got some way to hoist them up. Really, preferably, your dog needs to have a life jacket on. But I do know that these things can be kind of expensive, and they can also be kind of hard to find sometimes and find the right fit. So you definitely want one of these if you're going to be in like open water, water that's moving kind of far, or you're going to go off in the middle of the lake. If you're staying right near the shore, it would probably be okay if your dog doesn't have it. But the nice thing about the life jackets as well is they've got this nice handle in case your dog falls off. You can easily get them back on. Also, a lot of these are going to have a place where you can hook the leash to on the back as well, so that way you've got quick access to your dog. And I really like the rough wear ones. These are probably my favorite just because they are thinner and they seem to fit the dogs a whole lot better. Rough wear, these are the harnesses I like as well, and they have different types. This is the free range. The Webmaster is really nice because it's got a lot of support to help you pull your dog up. Again, long lines, if I'm going to use a long line, I do like to have the kind, what's technically called a drag line. It doesn't have a handle at the end, and I just like that on the water just so this doesn't accidentally get caught on something. Whereas this, if I was to just use a regular leash, this could get caught on a tree or something like this. So I will have this on my dog, but I've got this in my backpack. So these are just some of the things that you want to get started. And then the other thing I like to have is something kind of non-stick for them to start training to stand on or lay down on. This is just a yoga mat that's cut up. You can cut it to fit your board. You can cut it to fit your dog, their stance. And I'm just using it just to give them a little bit more grip on places that maybe I don't want them to stand on. Like on my board, I've got an area that's got bungees on it, and so I'm going to place that over the top of the bungees so they don't get tangled